After over a decade at ESPN, Sage Steele announced the other day that she's gone. She is leaving after filing a lawsuit and fighting with Disney and ESPN for treating her differently because of her political opinions. She finally settled that lawsuit, got some sort of payout from Disney. We can only speculate as to what that was, and is now out there telling her story about the hypocrisy surrounding Disney and allowing all of their woke leftist lunatics to go out on their own airwaves and push their nonsense. But if Sage Steele says anything that might be considered right-wing or not on the far left, she gets punished. She gets suspended because of her political opinions. Take a look at this. Sage Steele blasts ESPN hypocrisy in Megyn Kelly interview. I refuse to be quiet. And there's a couple minutes worth of this that I want you guys to watch. First of all, the one thing that I took out of this, watching most of this interview, was that this has been a tough thing for Sage Steele to go through. She is clearly very upset about everything that went down and why it happened. And now the fact that she's gone from this company that she spent so much time in, but has just become an inherently left-wing political organization. Megyn Kelly shows a bunch of video clips of ESPN employees, current ESPN employees in some cases, on the airwaves of ESPN pushing their ideology. Yet Sage Steele got suspended for giving her opinions on the Jay Cutler podcast. Listen to some of this.
Watch.
I almost didn't come to work tonight because some of the reaction to recent events reminded me that there are several people watching me right now who feel that the color of my skin makes me less worthy of basic human rights and dignity. And the thought of providing those people with news and entertainment literally made me sick to my stomach.
A lot of people are ticked off. We should be.
Colin Kaepernick looks pretty good now, doesn't he? Ali was vindicated by history, and I think Kaepernick is being vindicated too.
We're talking about this in 2020. It's unthinkable.
What I'm saying is, as an African-American citizen of this country, how many times is enough?
I'm exhausted and I'm tired, and the last bit of my patience went out of my body when I watched it go out of George Floyd's.
Sage Steele got criticized, got blasted for her giving her experience as someone who's half black, half white, who is biracial. She got blasted because of the comments she made about Obama. Same thing, her own experiences, not on ESPN's airwaves, but on Jay Cutler's show. And they suspended her and let all these woke lunatics just spew their shit. But let's continue.
That's not it. That's not it. Look at more recent examples. After Ron DeSantis in Florida signs the parental rights bill protecting parents and their right to opine on their children's education and keep them free from sexual indoctrination and gender. And
we know what she's talking about.
Yeah, here she is.
We understand the gravity of this legislation and also how it is affecting so many families across this country. And because of that, our allyship is going to take a front seat. And with that, we're going to pause in solidarity.
Our LGBTQIA plus teammates at Disney asked for our solidarity and support, including our company's support in opposition to the parental rights in education bill in the state of Florida and similar legislation.
Bro, this is making ESPN a political activist organization, taking time in the middle of games to try to convince you to support or not support a certain bill that was good, eventually was made into law here in the state of Florida. This is fucking wild.
Across the United States.
And a threat to any human rights is a threat to all human rights. And at this time, Courtney and I, we're going to take a pause from our broadcast to show our love and support.
Oh my God. All fine. Not punished. What Sage said in those 3 Jay Cutler sound bites, different story. So how did the backlash manifest against you by the company?
I feel like there's like almost 2 different conversations there. I think the difference is quite obvious that I was on a podcast, not on ESPN airwaves, on a day off. To me, it was very different compared to what you just played. Listen, all I ever wanted was consistency. And if we are allowing my peers to go on social media, much less on our own airwaves, saying things that are anything that have nothing to do with sports, that are political, that are not true quite often, because the parental rights bill in Florida is not what many people claim that it is. Most people apparently didn't take the time to read it. Then I should be allowed on my personal time to give my opinion on my experiences personally, without telling others what to do, or how to feel about being biracial or being forced to take a vaccine. And I think that's just what breaks my heart, is that there were different rules for me than everyone else.
And there's a lot more to this interview. They cover a lot of other ground as well, including trans athletes, stuff like that. Recommend everybody watching it. Clearly, like I said, Sage Steele is still very emotionally raw over this entire thing. She feels like she was treated very unfairly, and she was. Let's not get it twisted. It's bullshit. What happened to Sage Steele, her going on and giving very mild takes about, questioning what's going on with forcing so many people to take this vaccine to stay at work. These are not fucking wild, crazy things she's putting out there. There's way more radical shit being put out by ESPN, but it's radical left-wing garbage. They're completely fine with that. They endorse that. They promote that. People stay there. They get promoted when they spew vile shit like that on ESPN airwaves, but not Sage Steele. They punished her. They suspended her. They tried to silence her. And now she fought back. She got a settlement from Disney for some undisclosed amount of money. And now she's ready to actually speak out and refusing to be censored by a woke radical company. Clearly, it's hypocritical. Clearly, there were different rules for her than for everyone else. And now she's making sure the world understands that. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.